This week, exactly 10 years ago, was the beginning of the Second Lebanon War in 2006. So much has been discussed and reflected on throughout Israeli society over the last week of the meaning and lessons of this war. And I came across an incredible comment made by the head of the Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, which was made in the years after the war, where he said the following thing. He said, had he known that the capture of the 2 Israeli soldiers on the Lebanon border, where 8 soldiers were killed, but 2 were captured, Eldad Regev and Ehud Goldwasser. Had he known that the capture of these 2 soldiers would have caused this massive war and campaign, he never would have initiated the war in the first place. Now, whether it's true or not, and whether Nasrallah is telling the truth or not, I think what he is saying is something so powerful about what it means to have a Jewish and Israeli society since time immemorial. Indeed, the Jewish people went to war because of its absolute responsibility for 2 of its soldiers, 2 of its civilians. Each Jew and every person is responsible one for the other, and society as a whole has responsibility for each individual. Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh Bazeh. And this Israeli decision goes back to the essence of what it means to be a Jewish people. It was Avraham Avinu which unleashed a war campaign in order to save one Jew, his cousin Lot, who had been taken captive by the 4 kings from Storm in chapter 14 of Bereshit. And it is exactly this that we see even more powerfully in this week's Parasha in Chukat, where the King of Arad, the Canaanite king, comes to war with the Jewish people on the border of the land and captures Vayesh Mimenu Shevi, captures one person. And Chazal say, who is this one Shevi? Shifcha Achat. She was a Shifcha, a simple maidservant, which some sources say was a non-Jewish maidservant living as part of Israeli society. One person, part of Jewish society, is taken captive. The entire society takes responsibility and goes to do whatever it can to bring that individual home. This is the Jewish tradition from Avraham Avinu through Parashat Chukat all the way to the modern era. We hope and pray that Oron Shaul, Hadar Golden, and all the soldiers missing in action, that they will turn to Israel to be buried in Kever Yisrael at the least possible price. But we as a society know that what we are about as a Jewish people until today is the absolute responsibility for every member of our society. Shabbat Shalom.